Girish, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Wonderful, wonderful, Girish. So, Girish, your third album, Hail to the Heroes, was out on Feb 11th. So, can you tell me a bit about the songwriting and production behind this new album?
Oh yeah, we had been working on demos since our last release, which was "Rock the Highway,"
Hmm.
and like there were a few riffs and stuff that we were already working on, and by the time we signed with Frontiers, we were also working on some new riffs and lyrics and stuff. We kind of knew what kind of a sound we wanted. We kind of. We wanted this very classic sounding mix with a lot of reverb on the drums and vocals, and at the same time the we wanted the whole thing to sound like a very uh, like a modern touch to an old thing,
Yeah.
like way more refined or something like that. So yeah, the songs we had been working on were like kind of we unknowingly we kind of headed to a heavier direction, I believe, this time.
Yeah.
So like we are known to do something that's in between like melodic rock and hard rock, but this time there was a lot more of heavy metal in there, I think.
Yeah.
And for us it's always hard rock, but again, it is what it is, I guess.
Amazing, amazing, Girish. And was there any particular concept that you put behind this new album?
Oh, not really, but I think overall, a few of the songs do talk about the state of the world right now. And, like, for example, the title track, Hail to the Heroes, as much as it is about paying tribute to our heroes that we grew up listening to,
Hmm.
it's also kind of shows how the world is in a very dark place right now because of the whole
Yeah.
pandemic.
Hmm.
And even Heaven's Crying is kind of very similar to that as well. But whereas a lot of the other songs are kind of in your face kind of a thing, like
Hmm.
something like appetite for destruction kind of a feeling to it, the whole lyrical thing and stuff, not sound wise, but the feeling that you get, right?
Yeah.
And some of them are just, I think it's just a normal like a hard rock heavy metal album with it's not particularly, it doesn't revolve around some particular subject or something like that.
Mhm. Got it, Girish. And you have also worked in one of the song with your other band members, first one with Chris Sadler and the other
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
So how did that happen, and how did you bring those guys into Girish and the Chronicles?
Yeah, it was kind of, I mean, Chris, Myron, and I are already closely working together for the last, now, I guess, 2 years.
Mhm.
And Robin has also been a good friend since 2019. We had been talking, and how we could do projects in the future eventually. And he also contributed to our previous album, Rock the Highway, in a
Yes.
song named The Rebel.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I kind of knew it's like a tradition now to have Robin Robertson on the album, at least in one solo or something like that. And like it took me some time, but yeah, I kind of finally asked Myron if he wants to do some solo, like like
Yeah.
three-way solo thing going on there, right? And then finally I just asked Myron, hey, you think I should ask Chris as well? And he was like, yeah, man, don't hesitate, because Chris is just like us, man. He's also a sucker for metal, and I think he would have a great time doing it. And then I asked him. Yeah, it took a few days, and Chris was working really, really hard, actually. In the sense, I mean, he's a professional. I mean, he's one of the most professional musicians I've ever met in my life, I guess. So he was like sending us the drum tracks to and fro. We were discussing some changes here and there, but finally it became a reality, which is really cool.
Yeah. Amazing, amazing. And
Thank
did
you.
any plans that happen on the release day? Did you guys did something special on that day?
On the release date, on 11th, you mean the
Yeah,
album
yeah,
release date?
yeah.
Yeah, nothing. We just gathered up and drank some beer,
Mhm.
I guess. Yeah, kind of. But I mean, we had a good time listening to the whole album because we had decided that we don't want to listen to the album until it's released. After we
Yeah.
kind of submitted the album to Frontiers,
Mhm.
so it was like kind of fresh to us as well.
Yeah. So how has it been with Frontier since you signed with them?
I think we are in a really good place. We have, I mean, it's for the first time we are really having a good time working with a label. They are so professional, and
Yeah.
everything is like pre-planned and scheduled and everything. And we are a band. We are not used to those kind of stuff, so it's a really nice learning process for us as well. And like we feel really comfortable and nice working with the guys out there. Everyone is really cooperative and really helpful in every single little matter, which is really good for us. I guess.
Amazing, amazing. I know India is slowly opening up their doors for entertainment out there. So is there any plans that you have in India for touring?
Yeah, we wanna, but nothing certain right now because of the whole pandemic again.
Yeah.
And as far as Europe, US, and all are concerned, I mean, we always get questions. Are you coming to this state, to this city? Like a lot of people from the US and also in Europe. But it's kind of I can't say anything because I don't think we have any proper system or anything in place to like plan for such tours and all. Maybe we might find some agent in the future, like who can make it happen. Let's see.
Yep. Sounds good. Sounds good. And how do you feel about this new album compared to Back on Earth and Rock the Highway?
Yeah, there's a huge difference because when Back on Earth was released,
Mhm.
I mean, we want to re-release it again very soon. When it was released, we wanted to make sure we had more of a like a very hard rock kind of an image and hard rock kind of a sound, which was more closer to maybe at least that's what we were thinking, like something like a little bit closer to Deep Purple, AC/DC,
Mhm.
Led Zeppelin, with not too much of drive on the guitars, more like a crunchy kind of a guitar going on. And not but in the end, it overall, I think it's just our minds. It just always ends up sounding like a heavy metal album or something like that. But there's a lot of blues influenced tracks over there, which is kind of it shows that in that era we were very much oriented towards classic rock, although we would listen to heavy metal and the whole glam metal thing all the time since we were kids. But that was a particular time where we were like kind of really exploring the 70s kind of sound.
Yeah.
Well, I
Mhm.
mean, we didn't really sound like that, but at the same time, you can see a lot of blues influence out there. Whereas Rock the Highway was a huge contrast to that because we decided let's do something that we are always listening to on like records. We are
Mhm.
listening to Iron Maiden, we are listening to Motley Crue, Rat, Dawkins, and stuff. I'm Def Leppard, Whitesnake, right? I mean, we are listening to those kind of stuff mostly, but we are trying to make a sound that's kind of that's something we don't listen to that often. So we thought, why don't we just be more true to ourselves and just give
Mhm.
in.
Yeah.
So by Rock the Highway, I think we were much more heavier, and it was closer to us than Back on Earth in a way.
Mhm.
So
That's
yeah, I guess, yeah, Hail to the Heroes is again next level evolution of like the same thing. And yeah,
amazing, amazing, Girish. And
thank you.
it's been more than 10 years you've been rocking India and on a global way. And being from Gangtok, Sikkim to currently in Bangalore, how has the road been for you so far?
The road has been crazy because I mean, we kind of were one of the only bands doing this whole 80s kind of a thing. I mean, there were bands like from the earlier days, like late 80s and 90s, like Parikrama, Rock
Mhm.
Machine,
Yeah.
Indiscreet, these kind of bands. They were doing these stuff, but from the new generation, it was like a fresh take on the whole thing. And I think we influenced a lot of the younger generation when we started out in 2009. And yeah, we were doing a lot of covers by Guns N' Roses and all these bands. Like we were more into the like the bluesy side of it, like I said, GNR, Led
Yeah.
Zeppelin, Deep Purple. And we were also trying to make an album that was kind of close to that. But yeah, I'm like I said, it didn't really happen. But yeah, I mean, the whole road thing was like we were wild. I mean, being from Gangtok, Sikkim, we just didn't have anyone to guide us or anything. We just didn't know what to do. We just like went out and we started taking part in competitions and festivals, this, that, like anywhere we found a chance, we just would go for it. And in the meantime, we were also recording singles and like uploading them on our YouTube channel and stuff. But yeah, but there was this entire era of the band where we toured widely the whole country and sometimes abroad in places like Dubai and the some of the Southeast Asian countries like Thailand and Vietnam and all, like it wasn't that massive thing or anything, but I mean we got to experience a lot of good days, I could say.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Girish. And would you like to share some of the big or great moments that you had over the years?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think some of the best moments we had was, in Bangalore when we shared stage and we opened for Poets of the Fall. We
Mhm.
were the band just before them, and there was a massive crowd of. They say it was like more than 15-20,000 people, and it was held at St. John's Medical College in Bangalore.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean, it was like something new for us. I mean, just being honest, we had no idea who Poets of the Fall was also at the same time. It was like this band Poets of the Fall one like have chosen you to kind of open the show for you. I was like, okay, who is Poets of? And we started like, I mean, oh my god, this is a big band. I mean, we were not at all into that kind of music,
Yeah.
I guess. And then cool, let's do this. And then we did the sound check, we went on stage, and I mean everyone were there for, of course, the main band, but we just started with a bang. And then like by the time our first song was over, the first song we performed was a song named Loaded from Back on Earth, our like first
Yeah.
album.
Mhm.
And people went, I could see the people were going nuts. It was a huge crowd cheering us. And like we did a couple of songs, and we even did like a cover, I guess, maybe an AC/DC song. And
Yeah.
also, I mean, everybody loved us, and that was a beautiful thing, because
Yeah.
for them it was a completely new Indian band out of nowhere, like opening for an international band. So, and the way people kind of welcomed us with open arms, that was really nice to see.
Amazing, amazing, Girish. Thanks so much for sharing this information with me. Good to hear that. And
Thank you.
Girish, being one of the best rock metal vocalists from India, how do you feel about the success?
I think this is just the beginning. We are not the kind of a band who would just be like proud that we've like we are getting a worldwide coverage, or we are like with one of the best record labels out there for our kind of music.
Mhm.
I think the challenge is to maintain it and get better and produce a better record and reach out to more people. I mean, I think this is just a step. And like we're happy though, things are finally kind of going our way. And what we were imagining as kids is like it's kind of finally turning out to be true. The dreams
Yeah.
are coming true or something like that. It's a good feeling. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. And I know you've been working with Firstborn since 2020. So I have seen a lot of singles from Firstborn, and totally amazing work with Firstborn. So is there any
Thank
plan
you.
to come up with a full-length album?
Yeah, we have been talking about it since last year, and we had been targeting something like the end of summer or something like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
And we have been working on demos and stuff, exchanging ideas. So, yeah, I think it shouldn't be too far off. Like really looking forward to that also. It's a different kind of vibe altogether with
Yeah.
Firstborn.
Amazing, amazing. And Would you be working in the future with other Indian rock metal bands in the future?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope more and more bands like emerge out, and like for we've always been friends with the band Cryptos, and they kind of keep touring Europe and stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe we can find some links, and kind of tour together. I hope something like that. I have been saying something like that a lot. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we hope the whole thing connects more, because frankly speaking, I've always felt kind of very, very I don't know, kind of I've never felt like I was part of this so-called scene or anything. Not being arrogant or anything, it's just that I've never been asked by any of, like, personally I might have toured a lot, like as a solo, not a solo, like a guest artist with some bands here and there, but GATC as a whole, we've never really, like, kind of I feel like we never got the importance that we were supposed to get compared to a lot of bands out there, like in all these festivals and magazines and whatever. And yeah, I mean, being from Northeast, like being from a place like Sikkim itself, is kind of a huge backdraw in the first place, and kind of it's only finally now, like, it's for the first time a band from those parts are kind of doing these kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
we're hoping that more and more of these things happen in the future.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And what would be some of the upcoming plans that you guys have in plan?
Yeah, well, first thing is we want to try and figure out a tour.
Okay.
And secondly, we also want to start talking about the next album a little bit. We kind of got to start touching it up, what do we do and stuff. And yeah, I mean, we just, it's all about right now. The only thing we have in our mind is to make, like, records, as many records as possible, and if possible we collaborate with more musicians, and kind of, I hope, like, we get more exposure over the years.
Mhm. Amazing, amazing. And how has the support for you guys from Gangtok?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see hometown. I mean, they're all everyone's always kind of involved, although it's not exactly a rock metal kind of a place. I mean, not everyone is into that,
Yeah,
like anywhere else. Bollywood is like just overshadows
I know.
everything, I guess.
Yeah.
And at the same time, since it's like a Nepali speaking community, like in a majority, so a lot of Nepali music is also prominent over there. But
Mhm.
we have our own set of followers and
Yeah.
uh, people who appreciate us, and like every time we do a show there, I mean, all these kids and our friends from the old days, they all make sure to come and make sure it's happening. It's good to see everyone sharing. I've been seeing a lot of news from
Mhm.
Gangtok, like, in the local TV, the local
Yeah.
press, and everyone's like talking about the album, which is like really nice to see.
Amazing, amazing. And Girish, finally, what would be the message that you want to give to the fans in India and around the world?
Uh, uh, well, keep rocking, and we gotta do this together. And like, rock and roll is here to stay, and we are, like, we're not gonna stop. We're like, just, you can count on us for a lot of rock and roll. And thank you so much for supporting us all these years, and thank you so much for the wonderful response on our latest album, Hail to the Heroes. And it's just amazing to see so many people from all over the world just writing to us, commenting on our posts and videos. Like, it's just really, really overwhelming, because at first we were kind of scared, how is the world going to take us, being from India and stuff like. But all of that vanished as soon as we started seeing the comments and all, and everyone kind of proved that it's not about where you're from. It's
Yes,
nothing about all that. It's just about good music in the end, and which was
absolutely.
really, really nice to see. So I'm really thankful to everyone for that.
Amazing, amazing, Girish. And Girish, it's a real pleasure to have you for Mental Health Forever magazine for this interview. And it's a real
Thank
pleasure to
you.
talk to you. And I want to thank you and the whole band for putting up an amazing album this year, Hail to
Thank
the
you so
Heroes.
much.
Great work from you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you. Great work from you guys. Total precision work here, genuine music, and taking us all back to the classic rock metal era. You guys are rocking the road. So thanks again, Girish, for this time.
Thank
And
you.
you and the band all the best, and hope to see you on the road real soon.
Thank you so much. Hope to see you too, man.
Take care, Girish, and you have a great night out there.
All right, bye. I think we have another 3-4 meetings lined up. I'll just join them now. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Thanks, Girish. Take
Good
care.
night.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.